My name is Gustav. I've been doing ecom maybe 2-3 years now. Yeah, so total around 13 million. The last year is probably where we've done the most. Probably 10 million last year total across the main brand, and so we run ecom brands, and of course recently sold one with you guys. I've heard stories from friends and stuff where they've sold a brand and then they've not been paid their second or third portion of it, and it's been a headache. But this one was really nice. Full cash buy or one payment. So my name is Gustav. I've been doing ecom maybe 2-3 years now, not too long. Yeah, so we run ecom brands, and of course recently sold one with you guys, exited it. And now kind of focusing on running new brands, going for like a bigger brand this time for a bigger exit, building a bigger team, and kind of, for like a long-term play now. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing now.
Cool. And how do you get into ecom?
So I was doing Amazon FBA.
Oh, yeah, me too.
You too.
Yeah.
And I speak to so many people who started with Amazon FBA.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I saw someone and I just started this mentorship, went through it, learned some things, just put stupid amount of time into it, like fucking 14-hour days, and eventually started working. And dropped out of uni, and then since then been just full on ecom. Yeah.
When was your first success in ecom? Like after how many months or like years?
To be fair, it was really quick because I was testing so much at the start. Like I just wanted to, that's the only thing I cared about. Like I dropped out of uni, so I was just doing ecom. I was like every day doing it. So I tested the product, and I probably did like my first 100K month in maybe like the first 2 months of just starting ecom. But that's because I already tested so many products and I kind of knew what I was doing. Like I'd maybe just had some common sense as well. I think a lot of people that start just, I don't know, maybe aren't fit for it. But yeah, no, pretty quickly, 2 months, hit my first 100K month. And then, again, it died down like everyone's first product just dies down naturally. You don't have to scale it up. But then eventually found some new ones and kind of, went from there.
So you got the first one, you did 100K like a month very, very quickly. And then how many stores until like you're like,
I think that's the thing. Like we started with I think most people start with like fashion drop shipping, just selling out random stuff. So that was the one I hit the 100K month on. And then maybe I scaled that one a little bit, started another one selling women's bags, women's dresses. And then eventually half a year maybe until we found the products that we now exited with you guys, and then kind of been focused on that one and a few other brands since then. So honestly, not that many, like 6 maybe, lifetime 5-ish.
How much revenue did you generate in total in ecom?
Yeah, so total around 13 million. And in the last year, it's probably where we've done the most, around probably 10 million last year total across the main brand and, a few others that we sort of ran.
US dollars, right?
US dollars, not Australian dollars.
That makes a big difference as well. Yeah. Okay, that's great. And did you ever actually start the brand with the vision of I'm going to exit this and I'm going to do everything for this, or did it just come along the way?
Not this one. It kind of came along the way because this one we've been running for 2 years. It's kind of the first one I really started to scale. So I learned so much in the process. Like we took it from, from nothing basically and scaled it up over the 2 years and learned so much that we can now take and put into the new brand. But we never started with the idea of exiting it. And that's also why I did exit it quickly now, because I knew it wasn't going to be like my long-term brand that I was going to run.
When did you start considering an exit?
Yeah, so I realized I just do not have the time to run all these different brands. And I thought, rather exit now than later when it's still, at decent scale, where we'll get a much better exit. Because otherwise the brand will be sitting there and all I'm going to be looking at is a dashboard that doesn't really do anything for me. So I was like, why not just take this where it is at currently, get the most out of it and put all of that into the new brand where it'll be much better than just sitting here, taking over, slowly going down whilst I'm not focusing on it, Burn out because I was kind of getting FOMO because I was seeing what everyone else was doing with their brands and then seeing their huge numbers, their MRR numbers, and they're just kind of I knew many of them just weren't better than me. They just had a better business model than me. I was like, look, I'm just not in the right brand to get to where I want to get to. So I was like, I've had enough with this one kind of. I just want to call it here. And then sort of put my effort into something that I know I can take just way, way higher than this one.
So would you say that was mainly opportunity costs then for you?
100%. Yeah. I saw on Twitter as well a few other people mentioning similar things at the same time. And then that was just like confirmation, like, yeah, okay, I made the right choice. Cause it's just, you just to really think about it. Like in hindsight, like you should have done it even earlier. Maybe I should have exited earlier, got a bigger exit and had way more time on this new brand. So it's honestly, if you don't see the brand getting to a huge exit or to where you want to be, just cut it off early and then sell it. And contacted a few people through Twitter, WhatsApp and stuff. And basically I got a few replies and I sort of saw the P&L sheets. And the main difference was how detailed yours was compared to others. Some people, again, sent across a P&L and they maybe had 8 rows and that's it. Revenue, COGS, ads, fees, and that's it. And I was thinking, as a buyer, I'd want to see much more detail. So I was thinking, okay, maybe the quality of buyers won't be as good there, so we won't be able to get as good of an exit. So I knew it's an obvious choice going with you guys because you had way more detail. Like fine, it'll take me longer to fill out, but of course that's going to result in a much better exit process. So okay, well, obviously these guys know what they're talking about. And I think I saw some few positive things on Twitter from you guys. So it was so much quicker than I thought it'd be. Obviously I'd never exited a brand before, so I didn't know what to expect. Honestly, like really quick. Again, found a buyer straight away almost, met with them, boom, came up with a price, jumped in a meeting with them. And yeah, it was just much faster than I thought it'd be, basically, which is good. And yeah, don't know how you guys pulled it off so quick, but it's good.
How long was approximately the process for you from like at the moment we signed to, like until the moment where you got paid, etc.?
I'm not too sure. Maybe total was like a few weeks, but honestly, it could have been much faster. Maybe if the buyer was a bit faster to replying and here and there would have been even faster. But on your end, it was super quick from the beginning, really.
What would you tell to other founders that could consider an exit in terms of like timeline or like any advice that you could share?
Yeah, I'd say start thinking about it early, because let's say you get to a point where the brand starts to downscale or you're not that confident in running it. Just start thinking about it early, because then you can start looking for buyers and maybe someone comes with you with a number that's even bigger than you expected. And you're like, wow, like this is good. And then if you kind of know that your heart's not fully into one brand and in the long run it's not the one you want to stick with, then like don't feel any kind of emotion about it. That's the main thing, I think. I think maybe some people like, oh, but this is my first brand or this and that, because it doesn't really matter at the end of the day if it's not the one you're going to focus on.
From your perspective, so now that you did this exit, what are the 3 things that matters the most to have like a clean exit?
Oh, get your shit sorted early, because our P&L was a mess. Like we had expenses from different brands on the same account with the same P&L sheet. It was such a headache. I think there was like 2 days where I sat on my laptop for like 12 hours just going through Excel, going through ChatGPT, like, hey, calculate this, what's this, checking this, highlighting everything, sorting it, organizing it all. So if there's anything, like have it structured from the start, because if there is a time you want to exit and you don't want to sit on your laptop on Excel for 3 days straight, then yeah, get it started early. So I think revenue was relatively consistent. We had good social presence, like our Instagram, had a good presence. Trustpilot reviews were good. Just run a good brand overall, I think. I think there's nothing else to it. Like just run a good brand, sell a good product, have good customer service, have something that someone actually wants to buy. No one wants to buy your replica bags store that you sell in Europe for 20 euros and you get 5% chargeback. And no one wants to buy that store, Just build something where if you came to this brand, would you buy it? Would you not buy it? If you wouldn't buy it, then you're just not running a very good brand, basically.
So many people are overcomplicating this as, they just they put a lot of efforts to, for example, build complicated things where they don't even focus on the product or the customer experience, which is obviously the first thing that you should focus on if you run any sort of business, not just ecom in general.
Yeah, like people asking for the best customer service platform or AI chatbot. Like maybe if you just actually make a good product, you won't have as many tickets to deal with, and then makes everything easier.
Yeah, 100%. Would you recommend working with Ecom to other founders?
Yeah, for sure. Again, it's my first time exiting. Didn't really know what to expect, but it was super quick. I think that's the main thing. Like straight away from day one, we sort of talked. Jumped in a call, understood exactly what is going on, where we are, what we're looking for, and straight away found a buyer within the next few days, and then got on a call with a buyer next week. It was just really quick, basically the whole process, and the exit total as well was honestly more than I thought it would be, which is great, of course. So clearly, you guys have the good buyers, the right buyers, and the experience.
And in
So
terms of deal structure,
yeah,
how was this structure? Like in terms of, was it like mostly cash, earnout, etc.? Like how did it?
yeah. So that was another thing I was worried about. I've heard stories from friends and stuff where they've sold a brand and then they've not been paid their second or third portion of it, and it's been a headache. But this one was really nice. Full cash buyer, one payment, no like KPIs to hit, no like little writing in the contracts of you need to do this, you need to do that. Really simple, one payment done, you're good to go.
What's coming for you for the next years? What's the kind of the vision and the goal in terms of numbers?
Now that we've got more time and we've exited this main brand, basically put all the time and effort into the new brand, put all the money into the new brand, build a much bigger team this time, structure it much better and sort of aim for a much bigger exit. Kind of, this will be like the long term play, like the final ecom run maybe to send me into retirement. No, not literally, but this will be like the main sort of long term play that we're going to focus on now.